Hello, Jan here, and another video today. Kind of cool. We're going to talk about how to get more money from ads, aka crushing the Facebook algorithm. Let's get into it here. I'm excited about this one. So, what is up with this picture, man? This is an AI generated picture, so obviously this fish is looking pretty funky in areas, but it's okay for our demonstration here today. So, hey, let's dig in. One of the things that we know is super, super duper important to any advertising effort, and certainly on Facebook, because that's what we're talking about today, is the idea of audiences and how to pick the best audiences. Yes, the messaging is very important, how you communicate to that audience. Yes, the offer is very, very important, super important actually. But for now, let's kind of break this down. So what I'm going to be doing in some of these upcoming videos is just distill it down to kind of a nuts and bolts piece of information, not the entire enchilada. So this is one piece of it. Let's get into it. Imagine for a second that this is a fairly large pond and it has a bunch of fish in it. And there are fish in here that are, we're going to use this as a simulation of buyers who have bought your product and or services. And so let's say this guy here is a buyer. This guy has also bought, but he's a smaller fish. It's a bigger fish. And hey, this guy here has bought as well. And man, we got a high ticket guy down here and a mid ticket here. And anyway, so let's say for a moment then that these are the guys that, actually, let's do a couple over here as well. These guys are buyers and they have been certified into your CRM as such. So essentially revenue to the business. ROI, discussions of lifetime value of a customer, average order value, a completely different discussion than what I'm trying to get to here today. So for simplicity's sake, assume that these are buyers in your pool of targeted people, and you've done some good work clearly because they have bought from you. Now, a much larger percentage here, and I'm going to draw these guys out. They should be in a different color, but you get the idea. These guys, what the hell is that? All these guys here, these smaller guys that I'm outlining, are just subscribers to your CRM. So there's some small fish over here, but they're all fish in your universe that could be useful to you over time. If that's a fish, we'll take it. It looks like, yeah. Anyway, so many, many more in this simulation here are subscribers, and I keep just calling them out. This is, okay, this is one. This is a couple down here. So you get the drift, right? So the first few ones were these high ticket ones, couple mid ticket ones, and a bunch of people who are really excited actually to be part of your list. Well, they haven't bought anything yet, but they're in here. Okay, why is this so important? That's the key. That's the key right here. So let's kind of scroll out of the fish picture and get down to a very simple depiction of how this should work for your business using meta ads. Can't get away from saying Facebook ads, so you'll hear me flip-flop on this. Basic breakdown here, step 1, 2, and 3. One of the things that I just discussed was the idea that we have a fish pool of buyers, those guys here, right? And we also have subscribers over here. I call them the A and a B, and I'll explain what that means in a second. Nice and simple, easy. We all know this. We also know that there are many tools out in the marketplace like HubSpot and ActiveCampaign, Salesforce, MailChimp, etc. These are CRM tools that store all this information and can be leveraged back into Facebook ads by basically taking their emails and names from your list and essentially exporting them, and then importing them in to the Facebook Business Audiences Manager section. Big word, I know. We're not going to show that here today. That's an upcoming video. You need to subscribe, and please make any comments if you didn't understand any of this, or if you have some additional tips. Hey, this is a collaborative universe in my world. Anyway, so if I say that I have some buyers and I have some subscribers, and maybe I have a smaller list of buyers, but a much, much larger list of subscribers, I still want to likely segment these out, because if you mix and match too much here, the data gets convoluted, and it's not the best way to segment this data for purposes of the algorithm, right? And anytime we talk about advertising, let's say SEO, ads to landing pages to funnels, segmentation, specificity, and congruence to everything you're doing is important. So in this case, we want to break it out by subscribers and buyers. Now, the caveat here is if you only had, let's say, 50 buyers, this is not going to work too well, because we like to see at least 100, 500 is kind of the Facebook standard minimum of people in that list, so that when you import it into Facebook and you start matching up these values to what they have found to be, findable in their databases, then you'll be able to start matching all that data back into Facebook. And while you might have, let's say, 1,000 records here, let's say you have 1,000 subscribers, you might find that 70% plus, give or take, depending on your matching criteria. If it's just emails you're doing, or emails and names, or maybe emails and names and phone numbers, it's going to start reducing it. I like to start off with just simply emails and maybe a first name, but you can test this stuff. We also have the ability to exclude certain audiences, and that's a more advanced topic. But the brief idea about this is that if you have, let's say, a specific buyer list, and you want to exclude subscribers and or website visitors, again, a little more detail needs to be had on this, which you can subscribe to. I'll share all this information with you. But there are some very powerful ways to include and exclude data points from this list here. So if we then say we have completed step 1 and we have completed step 2 because we exported, we imported back in, we wait 24 hours, you can start running ads pretty quickly, but I like to wait 24 hours to make sure that I see the list is populating. And once that's done, I generate what's called a lookalike audience. This is the third step here. And this is the critical step for you to create or find more fish that are similar to the fish in the sea, right? So that was why I used that example earlier, where, hey, I have subscribers, I have buyers, I'd like to find more of these. Where can I find them? Instead of going out and doing cold audience research and all that fun stuff, simply create a lookalike audience. So in essence, say to Facebook, guys, here, I gave you the data, you compiled it, you ran a match rate for me. Now go ahead and give me people who are similar to that. If it's buyers, I want similar to that. If it's subscribers, I want people similar to that. Men, women, age ranges, locale, United States, UK, Canada, whatever. All this can be specified and set up inside the Facebook Ads Manager, which again is another topic. But essentially now you can get a huge list here, typically around 2 million, for the 1% lookalike, which is the smallest subset that tries to match the closest region to that custom audience that was uploaded. So you get that here in the lookalike audience section. Now, if you start running ads over here, and so this is an ad here, start running ads, is that what that looks like? Then a static ad or a video ad, you can actually run it against this audience here, and you will have completed the mission, which basically is this. How do you extract the best information from your data, give it to Facebook, and hand it over to the next level of intention, which is that 1% lookalike audience? Well, this is exactly how you do it. And very, very powerful. And here's the best news. If you have done this for Facebook and been somewhat successful, then let's go ahead and do the same thing for Google, right? LinkedIn, very similar. This concept of match lists is very common in the ad universe. So if you haven't done this or you haven't checked this out, then please do so. This is Jan. Subscribe, like, comment, do all the good stuff, and I'll talk at you later. All right? Be cool.